Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Tony's Movie Reviews. Tonight, I'm going to do a movie review on a local film that was released earlier this year, before the lockdown was called on. The title of the movie is Hindi Tayo Pwede. It stars Lovi Po, who plays Gabby. Then Tony Labrusca, who plays Gabrielle, so it's also another Gabby. And then Marco Gumaba, who plays Dennis. And for the supporting cast, I only remember Candy Pangilinan, no, who's in the story. So the movie is written by Ricky Lee, and directed by Joel Lamangan. So again, the title of the movie is Hindi Tayo Pwede. I think it's based on, the title was borrowed from the hit song of the rock group The Juans, who also sang a very good version of the song Di Tayo Pwede. A song which also went to top 10 in my OPM top 10 list before. So anyway, the story of the movie is, okay, from the title alone, Hindi Tayo Pwede. Anyway, so in the movie, the two Gabbies, no, the Gabby girl and the Gabby boy, that's Tony Labrusca and Lovi Po, get married, and something happens. Tony dies. So that's why it's hindi tayo pwede kasi he's dead, you know. So how can you have a relationship with someone who's dead? So that's where Dennis, the character of Marco Gumabao, steps in, no? So they're best friends. They've been best friends even before Lovi Po met Tony's character. So, but just like any other heterosexual best friends, usually the guy actually likes the girl. So, but since Marco did not make any move on Lovi, so Lovi looked for other guys, you know, to fall in love with. So that's basically the plot of the story. Lovi wants to move on, but she can't because Tony Labrusca character, the ghost, no? The ghost of Tony Labrusca is still present in her life. So it's so present that in such a way that he interacts with her like it's a normal. It's like the movie Ghost. If you remember, in 1990, there was a movie Ghost where Demi Moore's lover Patrick Swayze dies, and then through the help of Whoopi Goldberg, you know, who played the connection between life and death, you know, the woman who does that, the seance person, the two could communicate. But in this story, there's no Whoopi Goldberg character. They just can't communicate. Tony and Lovis character can communicate with each other. So I think that's one of the parts of the movie which suspends disbelief, because in reality, I don't know. I haven't really seen ghosts, you know, but I don't think people from other dimensions can really talk to you directly, you know? Because I find that very freaky. Even if it's my former husband or wife, I find that very freaky. I wouldn't want that. That's too scary for me. But that's me. But in this case, since it's Lovi's character, it's okay with her. So throughout most of the movie, she can interact with Tony Labrusca's character. In a way, I find although the movie has top-notch talent behind it, you have Ricky Lee, you have Joel Lamangan. It's a bit disappointing because I could not believe. I don't see how a dead person can still communicate with a person who's alive. You know, it has been used in other movies, like The Lake House. But what's difficult about this movie is because they can really communicate. In The Lake House, you know, The Lake House is another movie with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. one is dead, one is alive, but they sense a presence of another person, but they cannot see that person. But they sense that person is there. Because the idea is they're in other dimensions, so I find it hard to digest the fact that Tony can just talk to Lovie like she's there, you know. So I find that a bit ridiculous. So I was just watching the movie, and anyway, the real reason why I watched the movie is because both Marco and Tony are shirtless in some scenes, and they look very sexy. And I guess that's a selling point of the movie, you know, to gay people, to see the bodies of Marco and Tony. But otherwise, plot-wise, even if Lovie does her best to act in this movie, I find the script very hard to believe. You know, it's hard to believe, and I also find it hard to believe because Lovie is supposed to be an intelligent woman. How could she cling on to someone who's dead? You know, when a flesh and blood person in the form of her best friend is here. You know, so it kind of dilutes the conflict because there's really no conflict. Tony's dead. This Marco's character is alive, so there's no reason for her to make a hard decision on who to love, because how can you love a ghost? You know, if a person dies, he's dead, move on. You know, I mean, that's for me. That's how I think. So, if you watch the movie, yeah, it's hard to believe that Lovie can still invest so much of her emotions in Tony when in fact the guy is already dead. And it's also creepy, diba? Parang, I don't know, I find it creepy. Because if you're dead, you move on to your dimension. You either go to heaven, hell, or whatever you believe in. And then people who are alive should just, you know, move on with their lives. And Lovie Poe's character is very lucky because she has Mark on her side. And you know, the title is ridiculous. Hindi tayo pwede because Tony is dead. You know, so hindi talaga sila pwede. So the logical, if you ever a logical person, which supposed to be Lovie Poe's character is, she should fall in love easily with Marco, who has been her best friend for years. So in a way, that's kind of a weak plot structure for me, and I don't find any conflict in it. I mean, why would she have, you know, second thoughts on who to love when here's a person who's really alive, who can really touch her, who can really make love to her, who can really support her, as opposed to this guy who's dead and I don't know, can just talk to her, and I don't know. Anyway, that's just me. I guess I'm not really a fan of. I'm a fan of people falling in love from different dimensions, but it has to show that it's a very difficult proposition. When it was used in Ghost and in Lake House, I could still stomach it because there was a third person in it. You know, Whoopi Goldberg's character in Ghost helped bridge, you know, the two dimensions. In Lake House, the actions of Sandra Bullock, who was dead, or was she the one who's alive? Paralleled with the reactions of Keanu Reeves, who was in the other dimension. You know, but they never really intersected. So in this movie, since both Tony and Lovie Poe's character can really talk and hug, it kind of, yeah, it's I don't believe it. I don't buy into it. So that alone kind of destroyed the movie for me. But anyway, the good thing is, since I'm a big fan of hot, sexy boys, it was great to see Marco and Tony, you know, strut their stuff in the movie. I just hope in their next movies, I will look for their other movies because they've done other good movies. I will look for movies which will really showcase their acting talent. I wouldn't mind if they still show their nice bodies, but you know, you can only go so far in this industry with a nice body because there's always another young guy who comes up with a nice body who's much younger than me. But based on this movie, I think Marco and Tony can have careers in the future. As for Lovi Po, she's pretty statuesque, she's really leading lady material. I'm sure if she's given, I've seen her in Aswang, Corazon Aswang. I'm not sure if you, I think it was her, the movie where Ding Dong was there. Yeah, she's leading lady material, but unfortunately this movie, although the director and the writer are top notch, it doesn't really work for me. So if you watch it, maybe you watch it just to see Tony and Marco's nice bodies. But otherwise, watch Ghost na lang, or The Lake House. Ghost stars Whoopi Goldberg, Demi Moore, and Patrick Swayze. And then The Lake House stars Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves. They're both love stories. And you'll see the difference. If you watch all the three movies together, you'll see how they're connected, but you'll see how weak the presentation of the characters are here in Hindi Tayo Pwede. So with that, I'll end my movie review. Please subscribe to my Facebook, my Instagram, and my Twitter. And please subscribe to my channel also. Please click subscribe. I'm writer Coach Tony, and thank you for watching my movie review. Keep safe, everyone.